Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Omar. I'm back with another video. So this will be my second video for the day. First video that I had put up, that I recorded today, was the three kinds of death. And so this video, I want to touch on something else that's kind of been that I've been pondering in my mind. First off, shouts out to Trey Too Real. I subscribe to his channel. I know I've been subscribed to his channel for about a few months now. He has a couple channels. He has his main channel, which is the Trey Too Real channel, and then he also has a Trey Too Real After Dark channel as well. And I believe he does have a Patreon page also on YouTube. But look, just looking back at some of his recent videos, he had coined the term. Um, Having a hope strategy. And so I kind of want to explain that a little bit further, just kind of give my perspective on what having a hope strategy means in different other aspects of life. So, so this whole concept of having a hope strategy and why this is a bad idea as far as moving forward in life is that a hope strategy is nothing more than just wish fulfillment, wishful thinking. You're being optimistic, but at the same time you're being delusional while you're being optimistic. I have nothing against with anybody uh, that has goals, that has dreams, and and trying to manifest things that happen in their life. But along with having those goals and having those dreams, there's some work that that needs to be involved. There's some consistency that needs to be involved because I see this with people in general, um, whether it be people in the world, whether it be people in the churches, that they have a tendency to live with this hope strategy, just automatically just assuming everything's going to fine, everything is going to turn out just the way I want it to, all because of XYZ. All because I'm a good person, that things are going to turn out in my favor, and life does not work that way. I'm gonna give a few examples of this whole hope strategy concept and situations, so that way that anybody that's watching this video, that you don't get so entangled up with this spoiled brat type of mentality, with this entitled mentality, and you have more of a concept where you need to go out there and earn it. So having a hope strategy, when it comes to parenting, you ask 100 parents, 98% of those 100 parents is going to tell you that they want their kids to grow up to be successful, right? Now, in order for your kid to grow up to be successful, they need to be set on they need to have a certain type of foundation. So if you're not pouring into your kids the things that are needed for them to mature and to grow and be successful as they get older in life, it's not something that's just going to happen just because you want it to happen. Do y'all see where I'm going with this? It's not going to happen because you want it to happen. It's going to be a byproduct of what's been poured into them. A kid is not going to automatically, when they turn 16, when they turn 18, or when they turn 21, that they're just going to have this epiphany, and they're going to start doing the right things. They're going to start making the right moves. They're going to start making good choices, and they're going to be successful as a result. As a parent, you have to nurture, you have to pour into them, and that starts when they first come out of the womb. That starts when they first come out of the womb. You want them to do well in school, you need to be teaching them how to read and write when they're a toddler. You need to be teaching them the ABCs and the shapes and the one, two, threes and numbers and all that stuff. Get them on a good foundation. You see what I'm saying? You have to be actively engaged in their education, showing up to the parent teacher conferences, the faculty meetings, meeting their teacher, having a good enough rapport with the teacher to where if the teacher has any issues or concerns, they can contact you. So you have to play an active role into helping your kid succeed. If you want your kid to be a hard worker, you have to instill a hard work ethic when they're this age. You can't wait for them to be 15, 16, 17 and they have a mind of their own. And now all of a sudden you want to instill a hard work ethic in them, because chances are it's going to be too late to do that. You got to instill in them when they're early. You got to instill that early. So that's one of the aspects of life to where just having a hope strategy is not going to work. And oftentimes you're going to find yourself disappointed because you're hoping and you're wishing for something that's not going to happen because you didn't necessarily put in the effort for that to take shape. I'm gonna give you another example. Let's say that the dating scene. It's a lot of people that want to be in a relationship, that want to be in a marriage. Usually those who are currently single right now, and it seems as though nothing is working. But at the same time, they have this hope strategy, thinking that, oh, I'm gonna be happily married and I'm gonna have this family and I'm gonna be in this awesome relationship. But that's not going to happen just because you think you're a good person. A lot of people, oh, I'm such a good person, so it's going to automatically happen to me. No, that's not the case. That's not the case at all. And I'm not saying that you don't need to be a good person, because we should all strive to be the best versions of ourselves. But you just sitting back and thinking that somebody just going to just drop out of the sky or knock on your door and be involved in your life, that's just wishful thinking. What you need to be doing is you need to be actively practicing self-improvement. From a guy's perspective, you need to be getting and staying in shape. Or if you're not in shape, that can be something that you can work towards your fitness. Not only are you going to feel better, but you're going to look better. You're going to be more confident when you are taking care of your body and you're getting in shape. Being able to save money, being more of a better steward with money. Whether you're putting money aside for emergency, whether you're saving up for retirement, for emergency savings, putting it towards another Roth account, putting it towards a vacation, things like that. Um, Improving your social skills, knowing how to read the room, knowing how to break the ice of conversation, so that way that when you go out into these social spots, you're not the awkward guy that's just sitting with his back against the wall, not saying anything. You're actively engaging in conversation with those other single women that's there, and and who knows, by you honing in on those skills, you have a much better chance of of attracting other women to where it can move towards building that relationship. Now, if you somebody that never wants to work on those things or don't believe in self-improvement, then the chances of you getting to a good relationship are slim to none, and it's closer to the none category. So there are always some things that you can do as far as being consistent and actively engaging in some type of self-improvement along the way as you're working towards those goals, because the goals are not just going to just happen just like that. All right, so those are just two examples of how just having a hope strategy alone is not going to work for you. At the end of the day, you're better off. Okay, you got a goal in place. Now you're actively putting forth the steps to reach that goal. You're going to get much more further, much more closer to your goal, as it pertains to you just sitting there closing your eyes and you're wishing for things to happen, and things are just going to fall into your lap. So that's the video for y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think of this whole concept of having a hope strategy. I'll check y'all later. Peace.